Hello, everyone, and welcome to MHS Sports on MHTV. I'm Jess Burton, and today we're at Staff Sergeant Christopher Piper Field at Marblehead High School as the Magicians Boys Lacrosse team takes on the Lexington Minutemen. We'd like to thank National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV. And stay tuned to the end of the game when I'll announce the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game. Hopefully we're in for a pretty good battle between these two teams here this afternoon. The Magicians are hot, just about as hot as they can get. After starting the season 2-2, they are now 11-3. They've won 10 of the last 11, and they are really rounding into form as a team that we have known for the last, decade or so now, that they have just been dominant in the NEC. But this is going to be a really good tune-up game, even if they kind of tune up Lexington today. But this is the fourth to last game of the season, and all three after this, or including this one, are out-of-conference games, which sets up the Magicians nicely for the type of competition they'll see in the tournament. And they have two of the three following this one at home, where they have just been so good, and they'll look to defend Piper Field here this afternoon against the Minutemen, and we are underway. The Magicians will have the first possession. 12 minutes rolling on the clock. And they'll back it out and get it to Cam Waldman, one of the senior captains and one of the leading scorers on the team this season. We'll look for Waldman and Reese Moore, maybe Gio Garaboto, and a little bit of Will Sullivan action offensively today. Those guys have sort of carried the load this season, but that's not a good pass there, and they turn it over. They give Lexington an early opportunity here. But the Magicians' defense has just been outstanding, especially through this stretch of wins. Their most recent loss came against Bedford, New Hampshire on May 3rd, and that's sandwiched in between the 10 wins. There's a first save made this afternoon by Finn Gallup, the sophomore goalie. He doesn't wear 10 because he's a sophomore, but he is a 10 out of 10 goalkeeper. But two possessions for the Magicians, two turnovers, but they get it right back, and Charlie Grenier can't finish from close range. But back to the defense. In their most recent game, they gave up 4 goals. It was an 8-4 win over a very much improved Winthrop Vikings team. And just going back into this win streak, they gave up only 5 to Masco, 2 to Peabody. They've outscored Peabody 30-2 in their 2 meetings with the Tanners this season. And they gave up 7 to Gloucester, 3 to Danvers. So the defense has been great. The goaltending just as good. But Finn Gallup says, "My bad," right there to Cam Waldman, who seemed to have something to say to him about that. First goal allowed, and they are down 1-0 to Lexington here in the opening minutes. The goal is by John Donahue, one of the captains for Lexington. So a bit of a sloppy start for the Magicians. Lexington's a Division I team. That's a high hit on Toby Grenier as he passes up to Moore and heads off. And Moore takes a shot up at the mask as well, and the flag does come out. So at least they get that one. This is Waldman. He's going to pick up some speed from just south of midfield. He shoots wide, and there's the whistle. They'll address the penalty here. It's going to be a minute against Lexington for hitting Moore up high. Spun around, that's Garaboto. He just misses off the side of the net, bounces into the corner. We've played 3 minutes here in the first. Quick movement from the Magicians, but Sullivan drops it off the end of his stick. Another turnover. Not a good start for the Magicians. This is Ishan Bonzal. 99 swings it to number 9, Sean Krogan. Mentioned Donahue was the goal scorer already in the game. Krogan, Donahue, Ryan Moore, and Cooper Ray are the captains for the visitors. That's a low shot and a snag by Gallup. Really nice save, picking that one up off the turf. This is Chris Tardy. Across midfield, gives it up to Sedke. Sedke off, Garaboto on. Swung around, and this needs to be a good possession for the Magicians. They got to find their groove here. Waldman takes what the defense will give him. Tried to find Grenier. Pass got by him into the corner. In net for Lexington is Bennett Ling. It's actually kind of coincidental that Gallup is a sophomore, 10th grade, wears number 10, and Bennett Ling going to graduate in 2027. He wears number 27. Couple young goaltenders today. And they score. There it is. The Lexington coach really unhappy. Immediately turned into the official and exchanging words with him. Said he was trying to call a timeout, was not awarded one. Looks like Sedke scored the goal, getting some high fives on the bench. The coach, so demonstrative, was looking down at him as the goal was put by Ling. So if I'm wrong, it's my mistake. But we're even at 1 here as we're about to approach the halfway point in the first quarter. Waldman works his way to the goal line, gives it up. Here's space to fire. It's blocked. Never made it through to the goalie. The Magicians will keep it. The Magicians have a case of the drops here in the first quarter. That's a turnover. He said he went past the midfield. I don't think he did. Well, that referee's having about as tough a time as I am here in the opening minutes. This is the second game of the doubleheader here at Piper Field today. The girls team coming up on the losing end of their game versus Melrose. The boys have secured their spot in the postseason, up over 10 wins. And they'll be a tough out, as they usually are. But they have state championship aspirations, but a few of their games against better competition have not gone their way this season. But that's another reason why Coach Wilkins has packed this back end of the schedule with tough out-of-conference competition to get ready. Here's Waldman, off the crossbar. Garaboto picks it up, tries to bounce one to Waldman, throws it right to Lexington. They're across midfield. Big time hit. Jars the ball loose, takes Krogan down. And they call a foul on it. That is a late whistle against Pollender, who is the captain of the defense. So Pollender in the box for a minute with the cross check. This will bounce to midfield. He can't do that. He's out of position. That time, Lexington definitely crossed midfield. So the Magicians have it. Sedke will start. Mentioned Pollender a captain. The others are Charlie Grenier, Cam Waldman, and Elliot Plouse. Quick pass middle, Garaboto. Fast shot. Basically a one-timer, but he missed. It's a fast-moving first quarter. We're already down to 3:25 left. Another drop, but a bad pass, way too high. Jack Whipple basically completely outstretched with his arms trying to catch that one. The Magicians need to sharpen up and do it quickly, as Lexington seems unafraid. Wilkins doesn't like it either. But this is not what we're used to seeing from the Magicians. That's off Sedke's path. He can't catch it. Declan Gruskin comes up with it. Sharp pass into the middle. They score. And early frustration setting in for Cam Waldman specifically as he bangs his stick on the turf, and the rest of the Magicians, as they seem a little bit shell-shocked by the energy that Lexington has arrived with. That is a goal for Brady Kingsbury to make it 2-1. Toby Grenier battling for the face-off. And out of the bunch comes Chris Tardy with it. Loading up to fire, and score is Bodie Smith. A quick strike off the draw, and it's even again. And he just got that off. He had a defender right behind him. He's trying to knock it away. Nice job by Grenier there. That was a clean win. Brother to brother. Toby up to Charlie. Back to Waldman. Let's see if he can maybe score and take a deep breath and get himself into this game, get level-headed. Under 2 to play in the first. Here's Greg Matorney. He's had an outstanding season. He gets tripped up. That's a flag. Call goes against the defender Austin Hine, number 86 for Lexington, and for the moment he's 86th from the field. Big chance here for the Magicians to take the lead. Quick pass. Good save. Lang takes a goal away from Grenier. On a hop, too. Tough one. That's overshot. That's going to go a long way. It's going to stay in bounds, though. And Lexington's first to get there. Right now, the visitors are out hustling the Magicians. A rolling pass. You don't see that very often. That goes off of Pollander's stick and out of bounds. You can see maybe some of these Magicians woke up on the wrong side of the bed. They are frustrated with themselves early on, and that's not going to help. Sean Krogan buries one above the head of Gallup, and it is 3-2. Bad body language right now from the Magicians. "34 seconds left in the first. A hold against Toby Grenier. And the Marblehead bench doesn't like it. They don't like anything that's really happened in the first 12 minutes except their 2 goals. Be interesting to see how Wilkins handles the first break here. If he's going to be calm, collected, or going to lay into him. 7 seconds to play. They won't get a shot off. End of the first. 3-2 Lexington. A very fast first quarter. And it goes to the Minutemen. We'd like to thank National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV. Second quarter is coming up. All right, 12 minutes back up on the clock for quarter number 2. Toby Grenier in the face-off circle waiting his opponent. Be Griffin Caravella to join him. 3-2 Lexington after one. First punch is thrown by the Minutemen. Let's see how the Magicians respond here in the second frame. Good win by Grenier. Finds Charlie once again. Charlie, a three-sport captain. Golf in the fall. Hockey, state champion in the winter. And lacrosse here in the spring. Excellent student as well. Great kid. Epitome of a captain. It's the same sort of start, though, for the Magicians here in the second quarter as they turn it over. And now, the Lexington head coach, Dave Walsh, is awarded the timeout he's been begging for since the first quarter. A very enthusiastic head coach for the Minutemen. Lexington trying to put out the fire that the Magicians have been rolling with here for the last month or so, winning 10 of their last 11. Magicians got to get on their toes. It's going to be a quick restart here. Krogan with it. Slices through Grenier and Sullivan. Can't cross the 50. Krogan had Pollender spun around with the fake. Smith defending, using the long stick, hacking away at the ball handler. He's able to keep possession, spin it behind the net. Now back out to the perimeter. This is Dorian Hugh. Uses the screen, finds some space, gives it up. Quick fire, low save by Gallup. Landon Ray, the shooter. That's going to be a foul on Plus. Back with Ray. Took a shot up high. They're going to play through it. Gets a shot away, bounces it past the net. The ball given to Lexington. Coach Wilkins asking how that's blue ball. I would have the same question. Gallup with the save, right in the holster. Donahue, the trigger man. He scored the opening goal of this game. The Magicians have not led. Tied it at 1, tied it at 2. Looking to tie it at 3 here. Waldman draws a second defender, takes a hit, gives it up to Matorny. They spin it in a full circle, but they're not able to condense the defense any. Sullivan uses the screen from Grenier. Got that long stick caught up underneath his left arm, has to give it up. Garaboto. Good idea to spin back. Waldman, room to fire. He scores! Now let's see if that settles Cam down a little bit. The first goal of the second quarter goes to the Magicians and Cam Waldman, their leading goal scorer this season. 3-3. Grenier picks it up. And again, they turn it over. Way too many turnovers for the Magicians here today. Gallup got a piece. Not sure it was going to go in anyway. Looked like the bounce was going to be too high. Dylan Lane was the shooter. Gallup out of the crease. Long pass. A strike to Garaboto. And he scores! The Magicians lead 4-3 on Garaboto's first of the afternoon. And how about an assist for the goalie, Finn Gallup? Back-to-back here for the Magicians. First lead of the day. Let's see if they can keep it going. Some ugly face-offs. The ball doesn't want to be controlled. Now Sedke finds it. Jack Whipple comes off the bench to join the offense. Number 25, he has it here. Working on Bonzal. Passes out to Garaboto. He's tripped up. Flag comes out. And someone from Lexington's going to the box. Pointing to number 42, Tommy Higgins. Big chance here. Magicians just took the lead. Now they can add to it. Sullivan to start. Lexington has the D packed in. Garaboto spins, and it goes in. I think Ling got a piece, and it ricocheted up into the corner and in. That's two for Gio, back-to-back, to make it 5-3. That's 3 straight goals now for the home team. And they're settling in here in the second. Played 5 minutes. Grenier moved too soon. It'll be started by Bonzal. Backdoor cut, they score. What a move and a find. That is Krogan's second. Ray with the assist. And that was just a great read by Krogan. He had the defender on the inside of him, and he just went back door. It looked like he was going to pop out to the perimeter. He just cut right back through the middle, and Ray found him. 5-4. What an exciting start to this game. Back and forth they're going. It's 2 in a row for Krogan in blue. Stops the run of 3 straight by Marblehead. Sullivan shoots low. Not sure Ling really ever saw it, but he's still able to make the save. Sullivan took a lick, and Magicians will keep the ball. Waldman shoots. Ling makes the save, drops it right outside the crease, but picks it up quickly. Gets it out of there. Across midfield. Lexington looking for the tying goal. Over halfway through the second quarter. That's thrown away. Intended for Lane. The Magicians have won 4 straight since their loss to Bedford, New Hampshire. Taking down Gloucester, Peabody, Masco, and Winthrop in that order leading up to today's game. And NEC play is done for the Magicians if you're just joining us. This is one of the final 4 games, all out-of-conference games as they ramp up for the tournament. Regular season ends for these guys on the 27th. That is a home game against Newburyport. That should be a heck of a game. They're at Melrose and home against Wakefield in between this one and the Newburyport game. On the doorstep, denied entry. Gallup makes a foot save. Pollender brings it across midfield, and Wilkins going to call a timeout. Great save by Gallup. Took one away from Dylan Lane. All 4 of these out-of-conference games are the first time that Marblehead has played these teams this year. There are no home-and-home matchups for out-of-conference competition this season for the Magicians. They're 0-2 in out-of-conference games coming into today. But again, that is exactly why Coach Wilkins does this with the schedule. He wants them to play tough competition at the end of the year. He wants them to be challenged, face adversity, because that's what they will face in the tournament, especially if they get into the 16 or round of 8. It will not be easy. Can ask these guys, a lot of these guys on the team, just how hard it is to win a state championship, because a lot of them are champions from the Marblehead hockey team in the winter and that historic run they went on. There are a ton of seniors on this team. And the ones that did play hockey, they've got 2 hands, room for 2 rings. That's what they're hoping for at the end of the spring. Including this man right here, Will Sullivan, but he's only a freshman. Waldman shoots. Ling makes the save. Right at him. Grenier challenges smartly as Ling was a step outside the crease. Three minutes to play before halftime. 5-4 Magicians. Lexington led 3-2 after 1. The Magicians have outscored them 3-1 here in the second. And they knocked this one away, but it's picked up and shot over the crossbar. A race to it. Lexington closest there. Lane will restart. It's thrown across the lane, and Gallup makes a save. Denies his counterpart, number 10, Donahue, his second goal of the day. Gallup's been great here so far. That's thrown away, Sedke and Grenier, not on the same page this time. That doesn't happen very often between those two. They know each other so well. They, the 2 captains of the hockey team. Timeout called by Lexington. A minute 58 left before the big break. It's a pretty important 2 minutes for Lexington, I would think. They have a chance to tie here on this possession. They don't want to allow Magicians to go up by 2 again or more before they go into halftime. Krogan brings the ball into the face-off circle, a couple steps in. Passes down beneath the 20, but it's dropped. Landon Ray was a target, but he took his eye off it before he secured it. Sullivan can't catch it on the Magician's end. And now Marblehead's going to call a timeout. I don't think either coach probably very happy with the passing. Minute 24 left. See what they came up with in the timeout. Waldman will start with it. Sullivan able to maintain possession through a ton of contact, and he backs himself out. Waldman, he wants to get to that right. He does. Saved by Ling. Quickly out of his stick. This is Cooper Ray being chased. He's got the long stick. Easier for him to keep it away. His shot goes off of Gallup towards the corner. 43 seconds left before the break, and it'll be Lexington coming out of the deep corner with it. With Krogan, he's got 2 goals, the most recent 2 for his side. Magicians have outscored Lexington 3-1 here in the second. 25 seconds to play. Looking for the tying goal before halftime are the Minutemen. Krogan defended by Pollender. He'll take the right side. He shoots. Gallup makes a save. It's loose in front with 10 seconds left. Sedke picks it up. Took a glance at the clock. And I think he'll hold it if he can, but he launches off the foot of Higgins, and it's loose. And that's the way we get to halftime. A tight one. 5-4 at the break. The Magicians take the lead in the second, and they hold on to it. Before we break, we'd like to remind you that MHTV is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and if you're enjoying this production of MHS Sports on MHTV, please click subscribe on our YouTube page, and then consider making a donation by visiting our website, marbleheadtv.org, and clicking on the donate button there. We'll be back after this with second half action. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. The third quarter between the Magicians and the Lexington Minutemen about to get underway. This has been a fun game. Back and forth through the first 24 minutes, 5-4. The Magicians took the lead in the second, and they carry it into the second half. Hoping to maintain it. They win the draw as it pops to Bodie Smith. Smith scored the second goal of the day. Gio Garaboto has 2 to lead it for the Magicians. Cam Waldman takes a peek to the bench, ushers Greg Matorny on, and sends it over to him. I think this is more of a challenge from the Minutemen than the Magicians expected this afternoon. It's been a fun game, but a bit of a sloppy one for both sides. Here's Waldman, and he goes 5-hole and beats Ling. 6-4. It's the second time the Magicians have had a 2-goal lead. They led 5-3 before Lexington got one back before the half. And now they lead it 6-4. That's Cam's second, adding to his team leading total. Toby Grenier has been really good in the face-off circle. Wins another there. Gives it to Whipple. They spin it to the far side, controlled by Grenier. Sends it back down low to Will Sullivan. He's always working back behind the net. Out to Garaboto. Passes middle. Matorny tried to one-time it, dropped it, gets it back, and scores. No need to hurry, Greg. 7-4, Magicians. False start against Lexington. Looked like Grenier wanted to shoot that. But he is a highly intelligent athlete and made the right decision to back that out. Get the offense set up here. They lead by 3 for the first time today. And that's a good save by Ling. Right above his shoulder. Dorian Hugh could not control. And they turn it over. It'll be Waldman to start. 2.5 gone by here in the third. Waldman takes a peek in the lane. Grenier was looking to slide in there behind the defense, but he pops back out. He'll swing it up top to Matorny, and he's going to go one-on-one. Didn't find a shooting lane that he liked. Good move by Waldman, but he's somewhat predictable, and he wants to always get back to that right side. Moore picks it up. Out to Matorny. Garaboto passes it on. You don't want to back too far out. You've got the defense condensed there in the middle. Sullivan spins, has it knocked away by Bonzal. (7-4), both goals here in the third for the Magicians. Flag comes out. Cooper Ray took a shot to the head. Lays a pass down low, and they score. That is Cooper Ray to Landon Ray. Some brotherly love right there. He tucks it nicely in. A much-needed goal for Lexington to make it 7-5. So we've got the Rays on one side and the Greniers on the other. A little bit of confusion here. The penalty against Grenier for hitting Cooper Ray up high. That's still in effect. So he's in the box for a minute. Face-off. There was an infraction on that against Lexington. So the Magicians had it for a moment. Now the Minutemen do. Saved by Gallup. Just outside the crease. That shot is blocked by Plus. That possession was an absolute mess. But now they've settled in here, spread themselves out. That is a hard shot, hopping by. Neither team has been very organized this afternoon. First quarter was full of turnovers by both sides. That is airmailed. And I want to be quicker than that on the sideline, but everybody gets out of the way. Back to even strength on the field. Magicians lead by 2. Most recent goal by the Minutemen. And this man right here, Landon Ray, looking for another. Bounces it high. Finds the screen. Halfway through the third. Another high pass that had no chance to be caught. Tardy sends it across to Pollender. Cross to Moore. Comes up above the goal line. Finds Garaboto. He got crushed as he let that go. Shot went nowhere. Lexington picks it up, gets it into Ling, and he gets it out of the crease quickly. This is Cooper Ray. He shoots wide. Hugh uses the screen, good switch defensively. Sedke forces the pass. That was a nice move by Donaghy, and he beats Gallup to finish it. Splitting defenders, getting that shot low past Gallup, and the Minutemen are within one. It's Donaghy's second of the day. He scored the first goal of the afternoon to make it 1-0. Lexington wins the draw. That's big. You can't do that. Bonzal stepped over midfield. And maybe that was a legal play. That's the timeout called by Lexington, and I think they need possession to do that, so should be their ball when they come out of the timeout. And it looks like these two coaches are going to burn through all of their timeouts. But it's a tight game, so it's understandable. Thought the Magicians would have more of an advantage against Lexington than they've shown today, but this is not really a crisp day for the home team. We've seen them play better, and they'll need to play better going forward. I mean, can't get much better than winning 10 of your last 11, but this has been a sloppy outing. I think they were kind of shocked with the energy that Lexington came with. Some teams get the jitters when they come onto Piper Field. Minutemen, we're ready. Piper Field will be receiving a big makeover this summer. New turf being laid down. Be painted end zones going into next fall. Should look very nice. Ray shoots past the net to the screen. They'll keep it. 3.5 minutes left in the third. Spinning behind the net, then they kick it out. It was Krogan with the fancy moves and Schrodel with the shot. And Krogan closest to it, as he was still back there. He'll restart. Quick pass out in the middle, contact as the shot was released. Didn't go very far. Gallup out to gather it. He gets it to Sedke. Sedke lays it short for Waldman. Waldman and Gio Gariboto both with a pair of goals this afternoon. Matorney and Smith for sure, and Sedke possible on the first. Three guys go down as they got their feet tangled. Whipple for the Magicians, pops back up. Sullivan has it behind the net. Out to Grenier. Grenier's pass to Whipple. Caught. Quick shot. Didn't have a lot of oomph behind it. Caught by Ling. Now out to Banzal across midfield. Banzal fires from long range. Goes into the corner. He had a teammate wide open down low. Dylan Lane, 35, was waiting along the goal line. And that's Lane as he cuts into the middle, can't make the catch. He kicks it out. Schrodel. And now this is Dorian Hugh. Uses the screen. Back to Schrodel. One-time shot from Donaghy. Gallup makes a save. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. This is going to be a fun final 12 minutes. Magicians lead by a goal. Looking to extend a bit here before the break. They played a low-scoring game in their last one, 8-4, a win over Winthrop. They're in a tight one here again today. This is Waldman. Forced to give it up with the double team. Spins around. Grenier puts his foot in the turf. Shoots and scores. Charlie Grenier makes it 8-6, his first goal of the afternoon. What a move, too. That hard step with the right foot. Got the defender to move to that side just enough where he found space to score. Can they get another here? 12 seconds left, tries to lay it down to Moore. It's knocked away. What was that? Lang comes up with it. He gets absolutely trucked behind the net. I am shocked that that's not a penalty. Ling gets back up. Declan Gruskin, number 1 for Lexington, picked up the loose ball and pounded it into the turf in the crease. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. There was time enough for the teams to recover. After that, that was a weird play. That ends the third quarter. A late goal by Grenier, 3 in the quarter for the Magicians, 2 for Lexington, 8-6 after 3. We'd like to thank National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV. The fourth quarter is coming up, and it should be exciting. Stick with us. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. Toby Grenier out there to take the draw in the fourth quarter. Magicians moving right to left, Lexington left to right for the final stanza. Eight, 6. Magicians lead it. They scored twice in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third. For Lexington, 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Sedke, like he's on skates, spins out of trouble. Waldman took his eye off it for a minute, but gathers. Garaboto misses. Gio with 2 goals, both coming in the second quarter, back-to-back, made it 4-3 and 5-3. That was the first time the Magicians had led the game. Quiet day for Will Sullivan. This is Matorny to Grenier. Back to Matorny. Sullivan kicks it out to Waldman. And that's Reese Moore. Quiet day for him as well. Garaboto digs it into the turf, finds the screen. The Magicians will keep it. Matorny just throws it into the middle. Don't think he really had a target, just had an idea of what he wanted to do. Ends up being a turnover. Lexington seems like they want to turn it over right back to the Magicians, but they're able to hang on to Banzal. It's knocked away, and they do. Wilson Ballard had it knocked away. Lane sends it out in front. Ray off the post. It bounces to Sedke. Up to Grenier. They have no numbers. They'll get Waldman off the bench and Garaboto. A lot of substitutions happening on the fly here on both ends. Magicians have the offensive lineup that they want out there. This is Waldman. You know he's going to go right. He gets there to the wing, drops it low. Reese Moore, he misses. I think if that shot had been more direct instead of a bouncing attempt, he might have been able to score. Here's Whipple. Down low, Sullivan. Garaboto to Sullivan, has some space, quickly out of his stick to Grenier. Across to Moore. Grenier shoots up high, almost tucked it in the top corner. Just missed. Sullivan will start. 4 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Neither side has scored yet. That is launched. Look out. That stays in play. Wasn't sure it was gonna. Sullivan starts a bit deeper now this time. Has it knocked away. It's loose in front. Ground ball picked up by Lexington. This is Gruskin. To Ray, looking middle, knocked down. Gruskin sends it out to the perimeter before he takes a hit. Wilson Ballard with the defensive play on the pass that was intended to go middle. We've played 5 minutes here in the fourth. 7 left. Magicians holding on to the 2-goal lead. Lexington getting the lineup they want out there. Crucial possession. They score. Krogan waited all that time for his teammates to filter in and off, and he says, I'll just do it myself. His third of the game, and it makes it a 1-goal game once again, 8-7. Huge goal for the Minutemen. Grenier outdueled on that draw. Donahue out in front. Ray ties it up. Oh boy, 6:22 left and we're restarting. That is Landon Ray's second of the day. New ball game here. Who's going to be better for 6 minutes and 22 seconds? Toby Grenier, wearing number 22, took a shot off the draw. Hits the fence, and I like the aggressiveness. Back to the top, Garaboto. By his man, shoots off the side of the net, or possibly Ling, couldn't tell. Deflected off something. Waldman. He scores! The captain, Cam Waldman, has a magician's hat trick and breaks the tie with 5:21 left. 9-8. Waldman seemed so frustrated in that first quarter, but he scored the first goal the second quarter. That seemed to really calm him down, and that was maybe his biggest goal of the season, to break the tie here late in the fourth. Grenier, strong on the face-off. Ling makes the save. Sullivan was lined up nicely there and robbed. Under 5 to play. Matorny tries to throw it through the lane. That's tough to do. Magicians keep it. Waldman fires low. It bounces off a ling over the net. Swept forward above the goal line. Dropped. And it's out of bounds. The Magicians take over the 15-yard line. Grenier swarmed, gets out of it. Garaboto, one-timer from Matorny! And that's a hat trick for Gio. 10-8 Magicians. So the Minutemen got within one and tied it at 8. And back-to-back for the Magicians to take back a 2-goal lead. And Lexington wants to talk it over. And one of their players, Griffin Caravella, 13, is walking very gingerly towards the sideline. .353 to play. Waldman and Garaboto both with hat tricks. And they have the 2 goals here that have separated the Magicians again from the Minutemen. We're ready for the face-off. Out of the timeout. And Lexington went early. And that was Caravella. I mentioned looked injured. And now he's sprinting off. Not looking injured, but he's definitely hurt. I would have gotten him out of there. I would not have let him take that face-off. Coach might not have recognized that he was hurt. But that's costly. One more here. Might be the nail in the coffin. Garaboto gains some speed, past the defender, and launches. That had to be deflected, or his stick had to be hit. Possession stays with the Magicians. Up to Whipple. That was just a mistake. Referee says blue ball. Scaraboto and Grenier not on the same page. It's a huge possession for Lexington. 2:20 left. They have to have one. That's not going to do it. A misfire from Charlie Porter, intended for Dorian Hugh. The Magicians are looking for their 12th win of the season and 11th in their last 12 games after starting the year 2-2. They had their conference win streak of over 70 games snapped by their rival Swampscott in the 4th game of the season. That was their second loss. And again, since then, 10 of 11 they've won. Their only loss coming to a team they will not see in the tournament, Bedford, New Hampshire. Sullivan stepped out of bounds. A minute left. They're called the Minutemen. Well, let's see what they've got. Wide open in front, and he misses. Hugh from point-blank range couldn't finish. And now they have to be the half-a-minute men. 36 seconds left. They need 2. That would have been huge. Oh, an over-the-shoulder pass that the target was not ready for. It's not the time to get fancy. 20 seconds left. The Magicians can feel it. They're gonna hang on. It wasn't easy. The Minutemen gave them all they could handle. Tying it up here in the 4th. But that is it. The Magicians rushed the field down to Gallup, who was absolutely outstanding today. Two goals late by Waldman and Garaboto, who both finished with hat tricks, is the difference. 10-8, the final here today from Piper Field. The Magicians win their 12th game of the season. They are 12-3 and have won 11 of 12. Their 5th straight win as well. 3 games to go for the Magicians before tournament time. Stick around in just a minute. When we return, I'll announce the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. Today's Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game is Gio Garaboto. 3 goals for Gio today. He broke the tie in the second to make it 4-3, added a one right after that to make it 5-3, and scored the final goal of the game, which ended up being the deciding one. 10-8, the final here from Piper Field. Congratulations, Gio, from the Marblehead Sports Shop and MHTV. We'd like to thank the Marblehead Sports Shop for being our community partner in bringing you the Player of the Game Award, and we'd like to thank National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV. 10-8 the final from Piper Field. For all of us here at MHTV Sports, I'm Jess Burton. Thanks for watching.